Hey there, this video is going to cover how to find exterior angle measurements. So to quickly recap, one thing that we learned in a lesson not long ago is that if I look at a triangle, if I measure the interior angles of that triangle together, the interior angles sum, or in other words, they add to 180 degrees. Now, what I want to introduce to you today is an exterior angle. So notice I have on my diagram triangle ABC. And extended from one of the sides, from the side right here, I have a line. This angle right here is what we call our exterior angle. Now, let's talk about how do we calculate or determine what that exterior angle is. Well, we have two options. Our first option is to use what we know about the interior angles of a triangle and angles of straight lines. So let's briefly review. Let's pretend for a second that we didn't even have an exterior angle and we were trying to find this last interior angle. Well, if all the angles add up to 180, I'm going to begin by adding the two angles that I do know. 40 plus 30 is 70. And then I'm going to take 180 and subtract 70. And that gives me a grand total of 110. So this remaining interior angle is 110. Now, how do I go about finding the exterior angle, angle Y? Well, I can recall that if I have a straight line, these two angles, well, the 110 degrees and the Y degrees should total 180. So how would I calculate this remaining Y? 180 minus 110 will give me Y. So Y equals 180 minus 110, which is equal to 70. Now if you notice, I just undid my operation. I took 180 minus 70 and got 110, and then I just undid that again. I took 180 and I minused 110 and got 70. The rule that I want to introduce to you today is that on a triangle, if I add the two angles that are furthest away from my exterior angles, those two angles added together and my exterior angles will be the same. Let's write a rule for this. So I'm going to go ahead and write a rule on this page. So if I add angle A plus angle B, that is going to equal my angle 1. So in other words, these two angles right here added together will give me my exterior angle. And that will work on every triangle as long as the two angles, A and B, are what we call our remote interior. Now, kind of a strange name, so I want you to think of what a remote is. Remember, remotes allow you to access television and change channels from far away. The remote interior are angles that are far away from my exterior. Notice A and B are the furthest angles from angle 1. While on the other hand, let's look at this green triangle up top. If I extended a different side, let's say this is our extended side and this is our exterior, my new remote interior angles are these two angles because they are the furthest away from that exterior angle. So let's go ahead and put this into practice. If I wanted to find this exterior angle, all I have to do is add these angles together. So 24 plus 34 is 58 degrees. So this exterior angle is 58 degrees. Now let's say I'm not too sure about Ms. Johnson's rule and I want to check it one more time. Well, remember that this last inside angle is 180 minus 58. Let's do that really fast with a calculator. 180 minus 58 is 122. And to get this remaining outside angle, remember this is a 180-degree line. So 180 minus 122 equals 58. And there we go, it matches what I added. My exterior angle are matching. So again, remember, and this illustrates it again, the measure of my exterior angles is equal, so 120, is equal to the sum of my remote interior. So 80 plus 40. I think we tried that one. So let's go ahead and try one. Yeah, I did try that. So let's go ahead and try one that's a little bit harder. So I've got this weird triangle, and I've got this inside of my triangle, inside, and I have the exterior. Now, don't get the two rules mixed up. A lot of people are going to be tempted to add everything I have right here and set it equal to 180. But remind yourself, do I have all of the interior angles? And the answer is no. And then ask yourself, is there any special rule that I know about exterior angles? And I do. The exterior is equal to one remote plus the other remote angle. So what here would I have labeled exterior? This is exterior, and this is a remote angle, and this is a remote angle. So let's go ahead and solve this equation. 4n minus 20, okay, I'm filling in this equation right here. My exterior is equal to a remote angle. So here's one of our remote angles, 2n plus 20, plus my other remote angle. So here's my other remote angle of n. And I'm going to go ahead and solve. Remember to draw your line down your equal sign and combine like terms on both sides. 2n plus n is 3n. Nothing combines with the 20, so I bring down plus 20. And there's nothing to combine on the left side, so I bring down 4n minus 20. The next thing I do is I look to see which side has a bigger variable, which is this side. I'm going to make this my variable side and this my number side. Since this is my variable side, get rid of anything that doesn't have a variable, so plus 20 and plus 20, which results in 4n is equal to 3n plus 40. Now this is my variable side. It's like I want it to be. This is on the right is my number side. So I got to get rid of anything with a variable. So minus 3n, which results in 1n is equal to 40. And that is just simplified to n is equal to 40. Now one last thing. What if I wanted to know what is the measure of this exterior angle? Not just what is n, but what is the measure, how many degrees is that angle? So my exterior angle is equal to, well, notice it says 4n. I now know that n represents a 40. So my exterior angle is 4 times 40. I'm going to replace it with parentheses, minus 20. And we simplify. 4 times 40 is 160 minus 20 gives us 140. So my exterior angle equals 140 degrees. And that is how you work with exterior angles. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions, and have a good day.